Steve, an alcoholic.
Hi, Steve.
I've been through this process with a Big Book Step Study sponsor, making amends, and practicing 10, 11, and 12 on a daily basis. It's my first time speaking, so I'm very nervous. And I was afraid of being an addict and an alcoholic from a very young age because my mom would always tell me that my father was. He died when I was young, that he was, and that if I wasn't careful, I would be too. But alcohol and drugs always kind of intrigued me. I was very afraid because I thought I would die like him. But I always wanted to do them or try it to kind of feel closer to him. So when I was, a teenager and I started to, right from the first drink, throwing up everywhere, I knew I was in love. And it led to multiple arrests and DUIs at a young age. And every time I was ever arrested, it had to do with alcohol. And it got terrible. It turned into hard drugs. And my mom fell off the wagon while I was out there too. And while I was in a treatment facility trying to get help, in the middle of everything that was going on, she killed herself. And so I went back out for a long time after that. Left the program I was in right away. And things just got much worse. But I always believed in God, and I always asked Him for help when I felt like I needed it. So in detoxes and psych wards, everything like that, I would be praying a lot. And through going through detoxes and programs, I ended up at a place on Burncoat Street, Wendell's house, and that's how I found out about this meeting. And I knew right when I came in this meeting, because I had been to a few open meetings, I knew this was different. I could feel it was a little bit different, and like everybody says here, I heard the solution. I didn't just hear people talking about problems or whatnot. I really heard a solution, but it didn't stop me. I still went back out after that and kept running. And now I end up telling a family member, I really want to stop, but I can't do it. I'm in and out of detoxes 30, 40 times at one detox and other detoxes too. Having best intentions going in and then most of the time leaving early because I found a way to get some money. And so she committed me. I ended up going to Bridgewater detox for 30 days. And that was a little bit of a wake-up call because I'd never been to jail. I'd always just gotten on probation and gotten away with things. And it was similar to jail. From there is when I really took my first step into getting a sponsor at a meeting and starting to do the steps. It wasn't that Big Book Step Study, but it was progress. And everyone around me could even tell a little bit of difference. I didn't really put my heart into doing the steps that time around. Ended up going back out. And then I remembered this meeting in particular, and I started coming here. And that time I got clean was 3 years ago, and I've been clean since. And I always thought of tons and tons of excuses not to go to meet, especially Saturday mornings. So I remembered more suggestions I got, which was to get a job. So I came to the first business meeting and I said I'd like to make the coffee. And I've been doing that since. And it gets me up every Saturday morning and gets me here. You know, I have the only key to the closet over there, so. And from there, I got a sponsor in this meeting, and slowly but surely went through the whole process. And things have just been getting so much better. I have 2 little girls, and a girlfriend that stuck with me through all the using, and we're still together, and it's a pretty healthy relationship now, which is incredible. Because of God and this program. So, step 10. I make a lot of mistakes throughout the day, especially with the people closest to me. I snap and get frustrated. And with this book and this work and my God, my sponsor, I am able to every day, when I reflect, go back and right some of those wrongs. Like my grandfather had a stroke a while ago, so there's a lot of things he can't comprehend. And after talking to him for a while and trying to get paperwork for him and things done, I start to get very frustrated. And then I realize how selfish it is and how frustrated he must be, going his whole life being, perfectly able to understand everything, to now it being so difficult. That makes me, that's part of step 10 for me, is that's part of my living amends too, is to be a good grandson and continue with him. My selfishness, my resentments, and my fear, I pray to God every morning. Not every morning, most mornings, to help me with all of those things. But I do remember to pray at night. I go to put my daughters to sleep, and my daughters help me remember to pray, because I'll pray with them. And it's very touching, and it's an incredible feeling to know where I came from to being able to sit down and pray with my daughters. And my oldest one is starting to understand, and she likes to pray too. I asked her, I said, "What are you thankful for?" She's like, 2 bees. Bee is a pacifier. So she's like, "I got 2 bees." And she absolutely loves it. And it's amazing. Yeah, I read this. If we're tempted, we recoil from it. As from a hot flame, we react sanely and normally. I don't usually act sanely or normally. But I do, like it says, recoil from the thought of a drink and a drug, which is incredible to me. Not being able to make it a day outside a facility without running back to alcohol and drugs. This step talks about getting strength and direction from God. And I feel like He's given me direction and strength my whole life, but I've gone against him. I've always had a willingness to believe and to pray for help. I got that from my mother. But it never seemed to help because I would do it and then ignore it. I would pray and then ignore and just run back to what I knew. After working this program, especially in Big Book Step Study, and growing closer to God, I'm able to really hear Him through others, and now thoughts on my own. I've always had a moral compass, but ignored it, and now I want to listen to it, and I'll bitch at my girlfriend, and then, like my friend Bob was saying this morning, think in my head, why won't she do this? And then I'll go aside and take a break and collect my thoughts and say, okay, am I going to be part of the solution? Am I going to do anything to move forward with this, or am I just going to bitch and hope she changes? And with this work, I'm able to go back and say, I should probably do that too, or it's not all on you. I shouldn't have acted that way. And then mean it and work towards actually acting that way. And I know I'm blessed to have this program, all you people. My God, very thankful. And that's all I have today.